The Glenn Lall Show.
We are not what happened to us. We choose what becomes of us. Yeah. And I believe that. I don't know about you, Joshua. I believe that. We choose what becomes of us. Guys, namaste. It's Wednesday. All Wednesday. I haven't been with you guys since last Friday. Monday, I had to do a video recording to play because of the budget. I didn't want to cut the budget speech because I know so many of you listening to the radio and want to know what the budget has for you. Friday, I want to touch on that. So I allow you guys to listen what was coming out of Parliament and played my Monday night program just after that. A matter of fact, had we known that the budget speech would have finished about 7:30, we would have updated you guys and then come on live just after they would have finished in Parliament. But no one had a clue what time the budget speech would have finished. So that's how I end up doing the recording and played after the program. Just in case you missed that program, you know we play them every day, 11 a.m. You can tune into the Kaieteur Radio and listen to them. So let's get cracking and let's get going. Tonight, you guys will hear how nice, how sweet, honest, decent, loving, caring, and respectful our president has become when questions are posed to him. I reached a couple minutes late at a press conference President Ali held yesterday, and the security guards at the gate said, "Glenn, the president started his press conference and that I would not be allowed to go in." The guard said that's their policy. So I texted 3 of my questions to my reporters who were sitting at the press conference with President Ali. The first question was, several oil experts and international bodies have been critical of the way your administration is handling this oil sector. The IMF has just warned us to cap the interest rate on the oil companies to avoid them from robbing the country. And the Commonwealth just released a report in which, among many other things, they advised us to take control of the monies Exxon is taking out for decommissioning yearly, stating that it can move from US millions to US billions yearly. My reporter was not allowed to finish asking the complete question when President Ali butted in, and you can hear him for yourself. I want to play it for you guys. Play that tape for them.
And for the first question from Mr. Lall,
how many questions you have?
Just 4.
Okay.
He says several oil experts and international bodies has been critical of the way your administration is handling the oil sector. The IMF has just warned us to cap the interest rate on the oil companies to avoid them from robbing the country. And the Commonwealth just released a report in which, among other things, they said if we don't monitor or take control...
Let's deal with statement of fact. Did they say that about Guyana, or was it a general statement? Because I know what it is. So you tell me. You are asking me this question now, my friend. You tell me, was this a general report, or was this a report about Guyana?
The Commonwealth was general.
Thank you. And the IMF was?
It was direct.
No.
I'm sorry.
Quote directly for me what the IMF said about Guyana.
I don't have the direct quote.
Well, how we
right
can't?
now.
Well, I can't answer you. You quote directly for me. And if Kiana is helping you on this, Kiana, you're her aide on this, then you get up now and quote directly for me what the IMF said. Quote for me what the IMF said in relation to Guyana. I will answer you directly. Then also, the Commonwealth, there are many oil exports also who are writing about the performance of Guyana, who have lauded the government of Guyana for the way we are handling the oil and gas sector, for our work in terms of utilizing the administrative mechanisms, for our work in a new PSA, for our work in going out to auction on a new block. So what is it you want? What is it we want exactly?
Mr.
And please
President,
quote directly.
Okay, Mr. President, unfortunately, I was not blessed with a photographic memory.
Okay,
What
so
I
then
can
let's
tell you,
then we will.
one second, Mr.
No,
President.
no. If you're
What I
not going
can
to
say-
quote what the IMF report said directly, then we'll take the question another time. So continue with your third question. We have to be fair to each other. If you're quoting directly from a report, then come prepared to quote the report.
No, sir, she was not quoting from
Well,
a report.
well, the young lady told me the IMF said this. She couldn't say what it said about Guyana, and then you said, yes, it is about Guyana. All I'm asking is for you guys to quote directly what the IMF said.
Mr. President, I was asking for an opportunity to explain
Please go on.
what the report
Please go on
says.
to the next question. Please go on to the next question. Once you quote, I will answer.
No problem. Thank you, sir.
Whew. In his response, President Ali ran away from the question, as you can see, and turned back the question by asking my reporter if the IMF and Commonwealth mentioned Guyana in their report, and that she must quote the part where Guyana was mentioned. Guys, everyone knows that Guyana is a member of the Commonwealth, and Guyana is now the leading oil producing country of the Commonwealth. And if the body puts out a report warning its members to take stock of the money coming out as decommissioning costs, in which a country can get robbed because the money can move from US millions to billions yearly, then who them talking to, uncle? They're talking to St. Kitts, Grenada, Barbados, Jamaica, Haiti. Those countries not producing oil, uncle. Those countries not producing oil. No, guys. Is Guyana the people? You got to turn the thing off, please. Is Guyana the people sending that message to? That statement was addressed directly to Guyana with the madness President Ali and Jagdeo have been doing. Taking out hundreds of millions every year as cleanup costs without saying a word. You guys remember, I dealt with this issue only last week. And today, when President Ali is confronted with this very serious matter, he's asking the reporter to produce exactly what the report said, rather than addressing the issue. Huh? Man, let's say for a moment, Guyana name isn't in there. The people address it to the entire Commonwealth. It's a statement from Commonwealth to all Commonwealth countries. Uncle, auntie, the Commonwealth has representatives in every country. They even have a secretariat station here in Guyana, seeing, watching, and reading news reports. That is why they put out that statement, uncle. And President Ali, out of all persons, should know this. So when they put out a statement, it is factual and it is something that should be dealt with immediately. You guys remember, it was the same Commonwealth station in Guyana that witnessed the entire 2020 elections fiasco and put out a statement on the elections results, which President Ali and his government, along with all the Commonwealth countries, endorsed. But now, when the people call on his government to address the hundreds of millions of cleanup money Exxon taking out every year, he's asking for specifics. Yes, show me. Yes, show me where they mention Guyana. Can you believe this, uncle? You heard him with your own ears. Or you want me to play it back, man? Could you play it back quickly? Play it back.
And for the first question from Mr. Lall,
How many questions you have?
just 4.
Okay.
He says several oil experts and international bodies has been critical of the way your administration is handling the oil sector. The IMF has just warned us to cap the interest rate on the oil companies to avoid them from robbing the country. And the Commonwealth just released a report in which, among other things, they said if we don't monitor or take control...
Let's deal with statement of fact. Did they say that about Guyana, or was it a general statement? Because I know what it is. So you tell me. You are asking me this question now, my friend. You tell me, was this a general report, or was this a report about Guyana?
The Commonwealth was general.
Thank you. And the IMF was?
It was direct.
No.
I'm told.
Quote directly for me what the IMF said about Guyana.
I don't have the direct quote.
Well, how
right now.
Well, I can't answer you. You quote directly for me. And if Kiana is helping you on this, Kiana, you're her aide on this, then you get up now and quote directly for me what the IMF said. Quote for me what the IMF said in relation to Guyana. I will answer you directly. Then also, the Commonwealth, there are many oil experts also who are writing about the performance of Guyana, who have lauded the government of Guyana for the way we are handling the oil and gas sector, for our work in terms of utilizing the administrative mechanisms, for our work in a new PSA, for our work in going out to auction on a new block. So what is it you want?
Stop it there, man. President Ali, you heard him said, international organizations have lauded Guyana on its oil sector management. Uncle, I would love to see that, because I have never seen or heard any organization give a good word on the management of the oil sector in this country. Every day, Kaieteur News and other media houses carrying stories with experts warning us, just like they did with the decommissioning money that can move from millions to billions yearly. And the IMF just last week said we must cap the interest rate so that we don't get robbed further. The IMF, an international financial organization that has representatives right here in Guyana, just like the Commonwealth. Them also, uncle, does read, watch, and see everything that's going on. Yes, because them is the people who have to give you loans. And none other than President Ali should also know this, because his government is one who likes to borrow. Oh, when the IMF can say clearly, cap interest rate on the loans being taken by oil companies, them got to know something more than President Ali and Jagdeo, because they went further to say, uncle, if you don't put a ceiling on the interest rates, oil companies will take your clothes off and leave you naked with the amount they will take out from your oil every year. Them too didn't mention Guyana directly. But it's who you think they put the statement out for. St. Kitts or Jamaica? No. It's we. We producing oil 3 years now and don't know the interest rate we paying. You hear me? Or you want me to repeat that? 3 years now we pumping oil. And nobody knows the interest rate we are paying until now. Ask Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, and many other oil producing countries what oil companies did to them with interest rates alone. Uncle and auntie, uncontrolled, unapproved interest rates have left these countries bankrupt. And that will happen to us too. If President Ali and Jagdeo them don't take stock of what percentage we are paying on that 60 billion plus investment ExxonMobil said them spend out there. You guys see, when people advising your leaders, uncle, to do the right things, to protect your country and its people, how they react? Gregory, you see that?
Yep.
Huh? President Ali went to Barbados. Yes. Just after he became president in 2020. And when a Barbadian asked him about the interest rate Guyana is paying, he told the man, oh, you listening to the Lall show? Don't worry, we have all the answers for him. And to this day, this country is waiting for that answer. Now the IMF in 2022, 2 years after, is weighing in on the same issue Lall asking since 2020. The only difference is they are not asking about the interest rate we are paying. They are saying cap the thing. Yes, cap the thing. Before you get shaft, you can't fetch. That's what the people saying. Cap it. They're not asking the rate. They say put a ceiling. You understand? In that same question, which my reporter was not allowed to finish, I also wanted to hear from him, what is the interest rate we are paying? I did a TikTok on this interest rate a few days ago, in which I said, if we are paying 10% on that over 60 billion Exxon said I spent out there, uncle, is 6 billion American dollars interest coming out for we oil alone every year. You hear me, man? Let me repeat it. If we pay 10% on 60 billion US dollar, is 6 billion US every year Guyana oil is paying on interest rate alone. And for the whole of 2022, how much Guyana get? The whole of 2022, or from 19, 20, and 21 and 22, I think we meet $2 billion. That is what everybody is talking about. Yes, that Guyana should monitor. We should have a say and cap the interest rate. You guys can listen to it. It normally plays on the radio. And if that were not enough, uncle, President Ali went on to say that the international community praised them for the changes they made to the new contracts for them small oil blocks coming up for action. Hear that? The international community lauds them, yes, for the changes they made in the new upcoming contracts. Yes, them small oil blocks they're putting for action. What is that, Greg, you know? Who wants to hear about oil blocks that has nothing inside? Well, all right, let me give them a little thing. If you guys want to give them a little praise for that, okay then, go ahead. Let's clap our hands for President Ali. In his mind, my fellow brothers and sisters, them couple of blacks that left the cell will make we rich rather than him focusing on the whole Stabroek block that has all Guyana Island inside. He chose to praise himself about the new contracts they're bringing out, but not answering the questions on the capping of the interest rates and the cleanup money Exxon taking out every year from the Stabroek block. You believe this thing, man? Huh? In which we can lose billions, in which we are losing billions. Not if, we are. Them a focus, I want you praise them for something they do in the future on future oil blocks. When you can correct, when the people, international bodies are telling you, correct the thing now. Huh? That was the question he completely ran away from and went around like a yo-yo, trying to insult, putting down the reporter. I wish I was the one asking the questions there. Hopefully I'll be at his next press conference. Let's wait and see his attitude, his demeanor with me then. Now, listen to the second question in which Jagdeo said there will be no more changes to the Exxon Stabroek block contract. Yes. Is that your position too, Mr. President? That was my question given to the girl to ask him. Could you play that for me, please?
For the second question, he says...
The third.
The third.
Yes.
He says...
He said who? Who is he?
Mr. Lall.
Okay, Mr. Lall.
These questions are from Mr. Lall.
Okay.
He said, VP Jagdeo said at his last press conference, nothing will change in the Stabroek block deal. Is this your position as well, that nothing will change?
We are not running two governments.
That's it, Uncle. That's it. What he said there? We are not running two governments. Done with that reporter. He done with Glenn Lall question there. 6 words. 6 words. We are not running two governments. So whatever Bharat Jagdeo says is gospel. Is the Bible, is the Bhagavad Gita, and the Quran. Bharat Jagdeo says nothing will change in the Stabroek block deal, so shall it be. Jagdeo says no ring fencing, to which Guyana losing billions of US dollars, so shall it be. Jagdeo says no payment of taxes to Guyana from any other projects in the Stabroek block, so shall it be, while we're losing billions. Jagdeo says no full liability coverage, so shall it be. Deal with the consequences of an oil spill. Jagdeo says no real-time monitoring of Exxon's daily, weekly, or monthly expenses, so shall it be. In a 50-50 partnership. Jagdeo said don't question those US billion-dollar projects. Accept the costs as is, so shall it be. Exxon can do what they want, how they want, when they want, and as long as they want. Hand you the inflated bills in the billions on each oil project. Inflate everything, and your oil will pay for it. And so shall it be. So said President Ali. Jagdeo says Exxon can take out how much they want as cleanup cost every year, so shall it be. Exxon can charge you 20% interest rate on the investment out there, so shall it be. So said President Ali, we are not running two governments. What Jagdeo says goes. Are we clear on that? You guys hear him clear on that? Let's move to the third question. I give my reporter to ask President Ali. It reads, there seems to be constant blackout in Guyana, not from GPL, sir, but from your office and that of the entire government circle, from the Vice President, ministers, and heads of government agencies, where meeting and press conferences is concerned. Could you play it that?
For another question, he says there seems to be a constant blackout in Guyana, not from GPL, but from your office and that of the entire government circle. This is so as you have not been hosting press conferences. Can you shed
My
some light?
dear, let you be honest now. I want you as a journalist to be honest. Have you ever seen a more accessible president in the history of Guyana than this president?
Sir, we're not
Have
just
you
talking
ever
about you,
seen?
though.
I am accessible every single day. Let all journalists just answer here. Have you ever seen? Marcel, you guys should answer honestly. Let Chabral answer honestly. Have you ever seen a more accessible president in the history of this country? I guarantee you that you have not. You come anytime, anywhere, I am, and I will answer any question you have. On
But
the
sir-
road, in the village, in the stream, on the boat, you come. I will answer any question. In the history of this country, my dear friend, I'm telling you, you name somebody who has been more accessible than me.
But while this may be the case for you, we have been trying on multiple occasions to get responses from Minister Barrett, for example, on
You
issues.
just asked about me. You said about my
No, we
offices
said
and
press
blackout.
conferences. We said
You
press
said my
conferences
office and
generally
blackout.
from
I just
your
came back
office
from
and the
India. I have a press
government.
conference. I'm available. I answer every single question. I don't know what more can I do. What more can I do?
All right, for
I am
example,
open, transparent. I do everything on a live. You don't even have to guess. If a man want to cuss me, go on a live, you'll see he cuss me. Because I don't do things in a planned manner. I go out there, you go on my Facebook. But you know, one good thing is that the narrative cannot be skewed. When the narrative is on a live, that is the narrative. You can hear who is against you, for you, what suggestion they have. I don't hide. And let me tell you this. Mr. Lall knows this. If he has a question, you can send a question to me. You send a question to my office and you will get an answer. I am open to the press. I am very, very much open to the press. I am available to the press.
all right, if I may continue, thank
So
you very much.
you'll make sure you make use of that.
Yes, sir.
Thank
I will.
you.
Thank you.
Man, Uncle and Auntie, I just have a laugh, you know. I like laughing. Here again, the reporter didn't get to complete the question I gave her when he interrupted and began attacking and insulting her, saying, among other things, that he is the most accessible president this country has ever seen. Yet in 2 years, Uncle and Auntie, he held only 2 press conferences. If you want to call it press conferences, one when U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo been here, and the other one was talking about CARICOM Food Security Initiative. And of course, the 1 and 2 occasional meet, the press briefing, when he would read a statement, yes, and disappear without taking any questions from the media. Is that what he means when he says he's an accessible president? I don't know. I don't know, Gregory. Is that what it means? Help me. 2 years and a man got 2 press conferences? Huh? He said he opened to the press, and Mr. Lall knows this. Guys, that's far from the truth. The first time I'm hearing this. Had I known that, I would have never given my reporter those questions. I would have sent them directly to him, which I plan to resend. Anyway, you guys know, I have invited him and his entire government publicly many times on this radio to come and sit and discuss matters of concern to the Guyanese people. Vice President Jagdeo came once, sat with me, and did not answer any of my questions. You hear what I'm saying? He did not answer any of my questions, but skirted them around. He even indicated on that very program that he would be back the next week. I am still waiting on him. And I'm also still waiting on President Ali or any one of his ministers, including the opposition. None of them ever called me and said, Glenn, I want to come on your program. And he's accessible. You guys see what is accessibility. 2022 close off, and this entire country was hoping for him to hold the usual end of year press conferences. Yes, all over the world, every leader hold end of year press conference. What happened? Anyone here see or hear anything? Not even one of his ministers, nor the vice president, held an end of year press conference. So what President Ali is saying? What is he saying there? He and his government is accessible at all times, and we are always dear to the media. Oh yeah? Oh yeah? Vice President Jagdeo promised 6 times to intervene or to have the mining contracts this country signed with all those foreigners to be made public. When confronted at his 6th press conference, he shifted this responsibility to Vikram Bharat, the Minister of Natural Resources. That very afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, that very afternoon I texted Vikram Bharat. I am still waiting on a response from him. That's what Jagdeo wants me to believe, wants his country to believe. Well, now his Vikram Bharat doesn't want to release it. You see? You see the games and danger these guys are placing on the underlings, on the ministers and agency heads. It is the same thing Bharat Jagdeo did with the Exxon insurance liability. At first, he said they're working on it. Then after probing the issue, he told the media, go to the EPA head. They are responsible for that. Till this day, uncle and auntie, the whole country is waiting for those answers, and millions more. And these people are accessible to the media. Yes, accessible for what? For walking about, shaking hands. We want you all to answer questions, brothers and sisters. Answer questions, real questions from real journalists. Not journalists from the Guyana Chronicle and CNN Guyana Times. Journalists from the private media houses. Well, now that I know President Ali is so flexible and is very accessible with the media, I will be sending my questions directly to him, and I will keep you guys informed. How's that? Huh? You got to give me a 5 for that man, or a pound. The third question had to do with the Wales gas plant. The largest ever investment your government is embarking on, $2 billion American dollars plus. And the people you put in charge have never held a press conference or a discussion to show this nation how that investment will become successful and not become another Skeldon plant. Could you play it for me?
Finally, He says the gas to shore, the gas to energy project, the largest ever investment your government is embarking on, is US $2 billion. And the people you have put in charge has never held a press conference or a discussion to show this nation how the investment will be successful and not become another Skeldon plant.
My dear sister, I want to ask you something. How many articles have you seen on this gas to shore project from the government?
To be honest, I haven't seen a lot, and
You
we've
haven't
been
seen a
trying
lot?
to.
So let's make a test case now. Can somebody Google for me Guyana gas to shore project, and let's see all the articles that will come up. All the articles, all the press releases, every single thing that will come up. Can somebody do that for me, please?
We would love to have one quoted as well.
One
Because
what?
we cannot recall any statements being sent out,
No,
any press conference
I have
on this
spoken.
particular
I have
issue.
spoken on the gas to shore project on many occasions. The vice president has spoken on the gas to shore project on many occasions. Ministers in the government have spoken to the gas to shore on the gas to shore project on many occasions.
But when we confront them with issues and questions too, they decide to tell us that
The-
no, they're not answering
The gas to
questions on
shore
that
project,
issue.
as you know, went out to public tender, international public tender. The most transparent process you can ever get. And what it will deliver to the people of this country is energy at half the price you pay today. Imagine that for manufacturing. Imagine that for industrial development. And I know, right, I think on a show on your radio station, the vice president went in details to show the payback period of the gas to shore project. We just have to be honest, you know.
Uncle and Auntie, when you listen to these people, you got to keep your head, your eyes and your ears on or open, man. Oh my, oh my. Wow. Wow. His response, he asked the reporter, how many articles have you seen from this government on this project? What article President Ali is talking about? Electricity bill will cut in half? Fertilizer and cooking gas gonna be cheaper? And that the tender to build a power plant was done in the open? We don't hide anything? That's all the articles you can find, Uncle and Auntie. That's all they have been saying, on and on and on, going on like an energizer battery. That's all they have been saying on this project. But that's not what Glenn Lall or this nation wants to hear, Mr. President. This nation wants to see proof that whatever you're saying will be fruitful. And this plant will not become another Skeldon plant or a Skeldon factory. It's the same thing Bharat Jagdeo, when he was president, had told this nation with almost $200 million for that Skeldon plant, how it would chop down production costs at Gaisuku by half. It turned out, Uncle and Auntie, that the old factories all across Guyana, the cane factories, still producing sugar cheaper than the 200 million Skeldon plant. Where it is today, it's a white elephant. And the 200 million loan still resting on our children's shoulders, building up interest each day that goes by, Mr. President. Mr. President, the people of this country want to see a financial feasibility study. Yes, that's what they need to see on this Wales plant. And this country wants to know where you will find the money from to build it and how the children will be paying back for it. Nobody wants to hear about articles written by nincompoops or people who y'all pluck out from thin air to tell this nation electricity will cut in half. No, sir. No, sir. No, I refuse to to accept that. And the people of this country deserve better than that. This country wants to see proof, Mr. Ali. They want to see proof that the Wales plant will not become a burden to our children and grandchildren. Come on, man. Don't do that. Don't do that to them. Come clean and show us the numbers. That's all we're asking for. Many countries went bankrupt with gas plants. Just next door to our east, Ghana. Yes, Ghana is a clear example. They were losing $250 million US per year. And the same people who lend them the money and encourage them to build the plant, yes, the World Bank, turn back and say sorry, but are still saddled with the loan. Ghana gone bankrupt 3 weeks ago, and part of their debt is the gas plant money, what put them where they are. Total bankruptcy. So President Ali, people don't want to hear electric bill going cut in half. People want to see facts and figures. And like I said, don't have nincompoops or have your ministers repeating one thing over and over. That he going to cut, and call that articles. If you Google them, yes, that's all you're seeing. People want to see facts. President Ali also told the media audience to Google and see how many articles they'll find on the gas to shore project. Uncle, I took him up and did my own Google search, and not one of the articles answered the questions I posed to him. You guys can check it yourself. And if you find it that answer the question the girl posed to him, you can call me. I'll probably give you $1 million. Anybody. And if you can't do it, get your children or your grandchildren to Google and find what President Ali is talking about. Let me repeat. The most important question: show us how this project will benefit the Guyanese people after investing $2 billion plus American dollars. That's all. Leave the dangers of this project out. Just the benefits we need to know. That's not hard or difficult question, Mr. President. Show us. Send out a statement tomorrow morning, and I'll make that into my lead story Friday on this program. Send out a statement showing the nation. It's just a quick statement. It wouldn't take you 10 minutes. Or get Winston Brassington or Jack Dave to put out it. What do you say, Greg?
Yes.
That shouldn't be hard.
No, that's not hard.
He told the media that he and his vice president have spoken on many occasions about the gas project. That too, Uncle, is far from the truth. Like I said, whenever they do talk, it's one line. Short statements or ads in the newspaper. It is never about the financial feasibility of the project, but rather they tell us what they want you to hear or what they want to tell us. For instance, they said that part of the US $2 billion loan they plan to take from America will be used in the gas plant. They had first said that the price for the entire project will be around $700 million US. Listen this carefully. 700 million US the project started out as. It started at 400 under the coalition government. Then when Jack Dave jumped on it, it jumped to 7. And all I keep saying, it will cut electricity bill by half. Today the price tag, uncle and auntie, yes. Today the price tag gone up 3 times. That's 700 million. And the electricity bill will still be cut in half, according to them. You guys really see what these people doing to y'all in this country? From 400 million under the coalition to 700 million, it gonna cut the electricity bill by half when it was 700 million. Now it's 3 times 2 point something billion American dollars. And it gonna still cut electricity bill by half. You hear me? This is the way Jack Dale has been running this country all along. And they will continue to run it the same way. If you guys don't wake up, open your eyes, stamp your feet. He said that his ministers have spoken on the gas to shore many times. But the big question is what they say, uncle. Is what they say, if they say anything at all. I can't recall any one of them saying anything of substance, but repeating what Jack Dale has been saying. Are your electricity bill going to cut in half? Yes. You're going to get fertilizer and cooking gas going to go down. With no proof. The same thing, Greg, you got to hear this one, man. The same thing Jack Dale had told this nation when he was about to renovate the airport. Let me remind you this one, man. The same thing he said for renovate an airport. He said then, them eyeing Africa to become a hub. He had a couple of his government ministers, including Roops and Ben, running around the place saying the airport going to become a hub for Africa. And how many millions of passengers going to pass through Guyana from Africa. Today, 170 million US plus still sitting to be paid with interest on our children's shoulder. Not mine. Your children's shoulder. And it ain't done yet. CJI ain't finished yet. Money still spending. The little tax dollars that have to give a little increase in your salary and pension. Them doling it out year after year. To spend it. Yes. To spend it on the CGIA. And we're still waiting to see the Africans by the millions who will be passing through the CGIA, as they say, will become a hub for Africa. I had to travel 24 hours going all the way around to France to get to South Africa the other day. Then to Ghana. You hear that? Then to Ghana. Wow. And me airport, Guyana airport, which is supposed to be the hub. Yes. To hub me from Guyana to Ghana in less than 4 hours is still hubbing. Yes. Yes, it is still hubbing. Maybe President Jagdeo and Roops Ben them still hubbing. Far above. Far above. Guyana needs you. The people of this country needs you now more than anything else. This country needs help. I recall back in 2020, Jagdeo and Brasington called the media, yes, to brief them on this gas project. In a huge boardroom at the conference center at Lall. They even give me a special invitation. When we turn up, they told us not to record the proceedings. Here it is, Uncle. The leaders of this country briefing the media about the single largest project and telling us not to record them. President Ali, you hear that and you know that because it was on the front pages of the Kaieteur News on many occasions. And you have the nerve to tell this nation yesterday that how much and how clear you people are, how you were on this gas to energy project. What kind of people, guys, you know does behave like this? Do I have to spell it out? A man selling you a car and telling you you can't open the bonnet or you can't get a test drive. Is what he's doing to you there, man. He's selling you a sickly chicken in a bag or a dead pig in a bag. Yeah? Oh, Uncle and Auntie, I'm begging you people, keep your head on. Keep your eyes and ears wide open. These kids don't mean good for this country. And not only them, the PMC and the PAFC don't mean good for you too. So all of you in trouble here, man. When I ask Jack Day what happens after the gas finished from Lisa 1 and whether they factored in the additional costs to move from Lisa 1 to Lisa 2 to supply the gas to Shore Project, Jack Day said, when the time comes, them gonna deal with it. When I heard that, man, sorry to say it, guys, I get up and walked out the conference hall. How can you tell a nation that mango coming from Timeri to Georgetown will be $2,000 and it can be good for you? And when the mango done from Timeri, you have to bring it from Bobby's or Esiguibo. And when that time comes, you can deal with the extra costs and still sell the mango at the same price. That is the madness Vice President Jagde was telling us at Lilliandale on that Wales gas plant. Yes. Look, I can't forget these things, you know. These things are so livid in your memory that you come to brief the media and tell her you don't record. And when you ask these people, they're them telling you, yes, them going to deal with that. Yes. When they have to move from Lisa 1 to Lisa 2 with more pipelines and the new setup. How you like that? That means the price will go up more. How can you cut light bill in half and you don't even have the final figure you're going to spend on this project, man? Can somebody answer me, man? Can President Ali really answer that question? Huh? But let's go back to President Ali press conference. Yes. In trying to defend and wiggle himself out, he told the reporter that the contract to build a power and gas plant was tendered in the open. Everything was done in a transparent manner. But that is still not the question, Mr. Ali. That was never the question, Mr. President. Who will build the power plant? The question is if this thing will be successful or not. Am I clear, sir?
Yes, very clear.
If this thing gonna make money or the Guyanese people would lose money and left with another skeleton plant or a hub for Timeri Airport. What is so hard to understand, Mr. President? A child knows and understands what I'm saying here. Show this country where and how this project will benefit them. Don't just tell us that electricity bills going to cut in half. Show us. He also said that Jagdeo went on the radio program and spoke at length about how they will repay. I don't know which radio program he been on. All day I've been trying to find that out. But uncle, this is how they're playing games with y'all. Oh, we went here. Oh, we been there. Oh, this minister said this there. Oh, the vice president said it here. Oh, I talk a million times about that. Yes. Y'all remember what he told the lady at Bartica when the lady simply asked him, tell me something about our oil blocks, Mr. President. I feel sorry for the woman on to this day. But don't take it on, Auntie, if you're listening to this program. Lall will deal with them for you. He told the woman how he fed up talking about oil blocks. You know, Gregory, any foreigner sitting there that day listening to President Ali would have believed that woman was just provocative, asking the president to tell us something about the oil blocks. But if they only know the truth, when President Ali hear about oil blocks, it's like you interfere with the Ili.
Yes.
He made special efforts and found the time to sit down 2 times with an Al Jazeera journalist in Guyana. Sat down with regional and international journalists in Guyana too. But never for a moment, one day sit down to speak with the press of this country, his own journalists, his own people. You guys see how disrespectful these people are? Look at his demeanor and the arrogance he developed over time being around Jagdeo. Like I said, look at him when Chronicler NCN asked him a question. Of course, a question what he give them to ask. He's like Pope Francis or an imam. But when questions posed to him from the independent media houses about our own resources, our own wealth, you heard him. You heard him, the way he behaved, his voice. You guys can go back and listen to the entire press conference and you can judge for yourself. I am posting the link. Could you post the link in the comment sections so you guys can listen to it? Let me end tonight's program by sharing this joke with all of you. At the very press conference, President Ali had some men who had traveled, to India with him and give each one of them the opportunity to say something at that same press conference. Uncle, when you hear what came out from the mouths, from their mouths, I wanted to hold my head and bawl for Guyana. Can you imagine in this US $1 trillion oil economy, these guys went to India on our tax dollars and came back here to tell Guyana about bamboo making? gold chain jewelry, planting flowers and beans cultivation? Creator, come quickly and help Guyana, please. We are in trouble. We are in trouble. And with that, I will now take your calls. Please, please.